Hey guys! I am making some fun hearts tonight I wanted to share with you guys. They're super simple. We're just doing them out of paper plates and some yarn and some bamboo skewers. So this is how we're going to put them together, what we're going to make, and then I'm going to tell you some different ways that you can make them and use them in different ways as well. So this is kind of what they look like, just using different kinds of yarn, and then we'll go ahead and get started. So first we will do a these are the bamboo skewers. I got these at our local Amish store. We happen to have those nearby. They've always got some good prices. I'm sure you can find these at the dollar store or Walmart or somewhere like that too. But and then just any kind of paper plates. I did find some red paper plates at the Dollar Tree, and that worked out really well for the red string because you didn't have that white heart behind it. If you are making these and you want to go ahead and paint the heart that's underneath it, because if you can see, I'm not sure if you can tell, but especially on the back side, you can see the white paper plate that's the back side of this red paper plate. You can see that. You could always paint the heart underneath it if you wanted to, but it's not really necessary. You can always add a little bit more yarn too. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is just take any of your paper plate. Well, first we'll start with just a piece of paper, and we're gonna make a template to cut out your heart. So just take a piece of paper and fold one of the edges, depending on how big you want your heart to be. Just go ahead and cut out I'm gonna cut the paper in half so it's a little bit shorter. Go ahead and just cut out a heart, depending on what size. It's kind of cool to make a few small and a few larger, so when you put them all together in the end you've got different sizes. But just go ahead and cut out your heart template like that, and then we're just going to take your paper plate and we'll trace that template. That one's just a little bit big. I think this little one might fit on there yet. Okay, so we'll go ahead and just trace on the inside of your paper plate where it's flat. You don't really want to use anything where it's got the bubble in it. You could, but anywhere that it bends, your heart will start to bend after you get it put together. So you don't want to do too much of that. If you can use the nice flat part in the middle, that works out a little bit better. So just take your heart template or piece of paper that you cut out, trace that onto your paper plate, and then we'll go ahead and cut that little part out. You don't have to be too particular with the shape of it, because your yarn, you can kind of make it thicker in areas that you don't like it to even it out in the end. So go ahead and get your little cardboard, or you could use cardboard actually if you've got some extra cardboard laying around. Go ahead and cut a heart out of cardboard. You can do that with that as well. I'm just using a paper plate because that's what I've got laying around. So you'll just take your heart and then add your bamboo skewer. The reason I picked these is because they're nice and sharp at the end, and I thought they'd be neat at the end to put them, once you get the heart done, you could put it into like a wine cork. And I thought that would be kind of a neat way to set it around with your decor. But go ahead and take your paper plate where you cut your heart out and just put a strip of hot glue down the bottom of it and add your bamboo skewer. Another way you could arrange these in the end is like to put them all into a block of wood. If you drilled holes in a block of wood or something, in that case, I would probably switch this around when you're gluing it and put the pointy part onto the heart, and then you'll have the nice round, thicker part to put into a piece of wood or whatever at the end. So. Also, if you didn't want to use the skewer and have them stand upright, you could always put a hole in at this point at the top and tie a string on it, and then you could use it as garland. So you could make little heart garlands going across your mantle or fireplace or whatever. But for this one, we're going to go ahead and do it on the skewer. So to get started with your string, the thinner the string, the more it takes and the longer it takes. So just an FYI, if you can find this a little bit thicker string, it works better when you're going around your heart. You don't have to work at it quite as hard to get it stuck everywhere. So you can see on this one, it was this white yarn that I used, and it's quite a bit thinner and it's not really even. I love the look of it. It turned out to be a really cute heart, but it took quite a bit longer and it was just a little more work. So to show you guys, I'm going to use this thicker string. And then to start out, we'll just start by putting a nice long strip of glue all the way across the heart, just to get started. And just lay your string down, glue it on there, and then go ahead and kind of just start wrapping. The string will kind of fall into place wherever it, you know, like even if you try to put it around here, it's gonna kind of fall into place there. So whenever you feel like you want it to stay somewhere, just go ahead and add a little bit more glue at those points. So you don't really need glue all the way around, and you don't need to keep gluing, but when you come to a point where you want it to stay and it's not around the base or around the top, you kind of want to glue that and just hold it into place. So then you'll just kind of keep wrapping in a bunch of different directions. Just adding glue every so often, wherever you feel like it needs it to come back around and hold it. If you guys missed the video last night, I'm doing a giveaway this month for a hot glue gun. It's a lot like this one, it's just the mini version of it. Still a high temp glue gun. That video posted last night, so if you guys want to get your name in that drawing, you can just follow the instructions on that video. But all you'll do is just keep going around and wrapping and gluing. Wherever you want it to hold, wherever it's on an edge where it's gonna fall, better to use glue than to get it all put together and then have it slide around, and then you're trying to figure out where it belongs and you're starting over. So it's just kind of better to keep gluing it as you're going. There's really no science to it, just keep wrapping and experimenting, and you do want to kind of try to keep it even all the way around. You know, if you're always wrapping in the same spot, it will start to get really thick in one spot and not others, and then you'll have kind of a lopsided heart. So just kind of keep wrapping in different directions. I'm just gonna get on here for 25 days for this month and show you guys just tons of super easy hearts that you can do. I think you can kind of wow, I am really at a loss for words. Use different yarns and different, like those big puffy strings. Gosh, I can't think of what that's called, but to use this more for like your decor rather than just for the kids. But I actually think this string looks pretty nice all by itself. And as you can see, we're almost all the way around. I'm just gonna add one more across the top, and then we'll come around the bottom and show you how to end it at the bottom. Go ahead and cut your string off and then come back around to the bottom. And this is where you will just go ahead and wrap it around and then add some hot glue and just come around and kind of finish that off. So that is all there is to it. It's really simple. Just a paper plate and some yarn and bamboo skewer. Then right at the end, just go ahead and tuck that in like this, and you can use another skewer and come in there and kind of tuck it in like this and push it into that glue, just to make sure you get your end down nice and tight. So that's it. That's all there is to it. And then you could put these, like I said, into like a wine cork if you want to set them around like that. Or you could use They have these little tiny flower pots. You could put those in there and get just some of your foam, green foam, and put it into there. Maybe add a little bit of moss around the edge, or geez, guys, I am out of it tonight. I have no words. I'm sorry. If you used one of your bigger flower pots, you go ahead and add all of your hearts in there like that. Kind of do a heart bouquet. Just put your foam in the bottom of the flower pot, and then you could always go around it with some moss or like some string, or you could use some ribbon, or you could actually even take another different color string and go around it with that, or jute. You could kind of accessorize with that, or again, you could use the log and drill some holes and just wood glue it into there. So lots of different things that you guys can do with these, but just another simple heart, and I'd love to see pictures if you guys decide to try it. Thanks a lot for joining me tonight. Bye-bye.